My backstory is that my great-grandparents came down to Panama to work on the Panama Canal, and with the handover of the canal back to Panama, I'm the only one of my family that decided to stay. So I'm considered a fourth-generation Zonian. I'm considered a Panamanian, kind of in limbo nowadays. I went to Balboa High School, was one of the class of '94, so 5 years before the turnover. Back then, I didn't consider acting something that I wanted to do at the time. It had always been a dream, but I always went into engineering and mathematics and stuff like that. So I didn't take advantage of the excellent acting resources that the Canal Zone provided. The Theatre Guild of Ancon, that can probably be a long story. But, growing up in the Canal Zone, a lot of people don't know that every town site had a theater in it. The people who worked on the canal, and back in those days, they didn't have movies and TVs, so they set up social clubs and theaters. And so it's kind of an integral part of living in the zone. Growing up as a kid, I lived on Ancon Hill, and my dad would donate his time to the Theatre Guild of Ancon, and I would run down the hill. He would, on show nights, he would be a bartender, and he'd let me sneak in and watch some of the shows. And when I got old enough, he'd make me a little rum and coke, and I'd watch the shows. And as time went on, the handover of the canal back to Panama, I went to the United States to study university, and I was studying computer engineering and computer science. So when I eventually decided to move back to Panama around 2004, probably around 2005 or 2006, one of my friends said, let's go to the Theatre Guild. They've asked me to sing in one of the shows. And I was like, wow, the Theatre Guild is still alive? I have to go. So I went and I saw that show, and it brought back a flood of memories. And I started going to every show. And after seeing a show, I went out to congratulate one of the actresses, Hillary Hughes, which I think you just recently interviewed. I congratulated her on a job well done, and she looked at me and she's like, HB, I'm directing the next show, and I'd like for you to come and audition for the part. And, being an athletic person, thinking of myself as confident, I was like, yeah, no problem, I can do that. Well, it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, but I can express wholeheartedly that after that, the acting bug definitely bit me really hard. So being part of the TGA is not only something that fulfilling a lifelong ambition of becoming an actor, but it also serves a very personal part for me as being a small way to preserve the fading history of the Canal Zone, which is over 100 years of Panamanian history. That's kind of being lost. So I really appreciate asking me about that and us being able to express our memories about the Theatre Guild.